All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the psychology of money.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at unlocking the secrets, the psychology of money explained. I think we should forget about the usual financial jargon
Right.
and really just focus on, how our minds, actually shape our financial lives.
Yeah.
It's not just about the numbers.
Right. No,
Like
exactly.
we see in our bank accounts, it's a lot more than that.
It's so much more than that. And it's fascinating because, underneath all of those spreadsheets and budgets,
Hmm.
uh, our financial decisions are really deeply rooted
Hmm.
in our thoughts and emotions.
Wow.
So understanding this link, that's like the key to unlocking better financial habits.
I think that's so interesting. So let's jump right in. What about the power of perception? Like our earliest money experiences,
Yeah.
whether we grew up with scarcity or abundance, they seem to lay down these pretty deep tracks for how we handle finances later on. It's almost like those early feelings create a filter for all of our future money moves.
Totally. Precisely. Think of it this way. If your early experiences with money kind of taught you that it was always tight, that money's always tight, you might unconsciously hoard even when you have sufficient resources,
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that initial perception, it really sets the stage
Yeah.
for your financial behaviors, sometimes without you even realizing it.
So true. And what about these cognitive biases?
Yeah.
These mental shortcuts,
Yeah.
which are so useful in many situations,
Right.
can really lead us astray with money.
Totally.
Right. And we're talking about things like loss aversion, like
Mhm.
when that pain of losing
Yeah.
feels way stronger
Oh, yeah.
than the joy of gaining.
Right.
And then you have overconfidence, where we overestimate our own
Yes.
investment skills.
Yeah, it's key to understand that these aren't necessarily flaws in our thinking,
Okay.
but they can have significant financial consequences. For example, loss aversion
Right.
could explain why you might be hesitant to sell a poorly performing asset,
Wow. Yeah.
hoping it'll recover to avoid that feeling of loss.
Totally.
Or overconfidence may lead to you taking unnecessary risks with your money.
It's so true. What about mental accounting?
Yeah.
This is something I think a lot of us do, where we
Yeah.
create separate mental buckets
Yes.
for different types of money,
Totally.
vacation savings
Right.
versus emergency fund.
Yes.
Right.
Mm.
It seems like a really good way to stay organized, but is there a catch?
There can be.
Yeah.
While it can help with budgeting,
Okay.
mental accounting can also prevent you from seeing your complete financial picture.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be overly frugal
Okay.
in one bucket while being more lenient in another,
Right.
and that could hinder your overall financial progress.
Wow.
Or you could miss opportunities to use your resources more efficiently.
And then there are the emotions tied to money, right? There's security and excitement, even fear.
Yeah.
And for some, these emotions can get so strong that they can actually lead to what are called money disorders, right?
That's right.
Like compulsive spending
Yes.
or extreme hoarding.
Yeah, that emotional connection to money,
Mm-hmm.
it is incredibly potent.
Totally.
And when those emotions kind of drive these destructive patterns,
Right.
it is a sign that there's a deeper psychological component at play.
Yeah.
And financial therapy
Mm-hmm.
that offers a way to address these underlying issues
Okay.
by combining psychological strategies with practical financial guidance
I like that.
to help people develop healthier habits.
So it's not all doom and gloom, though, right?
No, not at all.
Because our relationship with money isn't fixed.
Right.
We can actually rewrite
Absolutely, yeah.
our money script, right?
Yeah.
And that involves looking back at our past experiences, learning about these biases we've been discussing, putting practical strategies in place like budgeting,
Right.
and even seeking support if needed.
Totally.
It seems like we actually have more control than we think.
Absolutely. Rewriting your money script is about becoming aware of the unconscious beliefs and the emotional drivers that influence your financial decisions.
Right.
So by understanding these, you can then consciously choose more effective and aligned financial behaviors for your future.
I think that's so powerful.
Yeah.
So the big takeaway here is that understanding the psychology of money is really about understanding ourselves,
Yes.
how our past shapes our present financial decisions,
Right.
the mental shortcuts that can trip us up, how we mentally categorize our money,
Yes.
and the powerful emotions that are often in the driver's seat.
Totally.
And by understanding all of this, you, the listener, can actually take more control.
Absolutely. Self-awareness empowers you to make financial choices that truly serve your long-term well-being. rather than being dictated by these hidden emotional responses or ingrained biases.
Oh, that's such a valuable perspective. So for all of you listening right now,
Yeah.
think about one of your earliest memories involving money.
Yeah?
What feelings or lessons were attached to that experience? Could that still be influencing how you handle your finances today? It's definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
Thanks for diving deep with us.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.